All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get situated here. Bum, bum. Oh yeah, I'm gonna send the full send the vertical stream as well. Let's just send it. Yo, Arnie, what's up, dude? What's going on? Bum, 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 bum. Just make sure the vertical stream is public for the boys. So if you guys are interested, we got the horizontal and the vertical stream going at the same time, but I'm only going to be interacting with the horizontal chat. So I still haven't figured out a way to integrate both. My hair is freaking long as hell today. God damn. Need a haircut? Yo, Jack, what's up, Jack? What's going on, my brother? How's your Sunday? Arnie's got a few things written down. Uh-oh. Should I be worried? Yo, Afro, the musician. What's going on, Afro? How you doing, bro? How's your Sunday? Fix this stupid hair, man. Hair is too long. Anyone a barber? God, where'd my hair tie go? I had a hair tie. Hair tie? There we go. How you guys doing? You guys hear me? How's audio and video? Working on my exam. Oh. Yo, Afro, do your thing, bro. Don't let the stream sidetrack you. Just a few facts and stuff. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Samurai style? Samurai. Oh, this looks retarded. God damn it. Stupid hair. There's a shit sticking out here. Okay, whatever. This looks dumb, dude. You're an amateur barber. Yeah, I need some help. Hair is out of control, man. It's too long. It's becoming a pain in the ass. We can hear you. All good. Video good. All right, perfect. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you. Okay, so let's get this thing rolling. Just a chill stream today. No specific topic in mind. Just hanging out. Anything goes today. Disaster stream. Motivational stream. Informative stream. Shit story stream? Whatever you guys want to do. Here we go. Derek, did you know the extinct Colossus penguin stood as tall as LeBron James? Yo, LeBron's 6'9", right? How tall is LeBron? Let's say that guy's like 6'9", 250. Guy's a beast. Same age as me. Fun fact. But what is a colossal penguin? So you're telling me there was a colossal penguin that was 6'9"? That's terrifying. What do penguins eat meat? What do penguins eat? I'm assuming other fish? Imagine if there was like a man-eating colossal penguin on the loose in Alaska. It starts devouring human beings. Oh my god. I'm not interested in any of those prehistoric animals when it comes to... The word isn't regenerating. Reanimating them? Like that woolly mammoth that scientists are trying to reanimate with DNA? I am not interested in any of that, man. Fish? They eat fish? Okay, that makes sense. As long as they're not eating people. Oh, you cut hair in the military. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't had a haircut in a super long time. You know what, though, that I realized? You save a pretty good chunk of money not having to go to the barber. Because a haircut is what? Like 25 bucks plus tip. For a guy, standard cut. Could be even more. because of inflation, right? Inflation, cost of living. I wonder how much a haircut is. I haven't been to a barber in like 4 years? 5 years, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Change from water bottle to glass. What a downgrade. Oh, yo, you shitting on my water? This beautiful Canadian tap water. Ah, delicious. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I know. So my water bottle got washed yesterday. And then Tiffany threw a whole clump of slime in it. So I'm not interested in drinking some type of slime tainted water right now. So it's gonna have to get rewashed. Oh, I gotta stretch. Oh, today's a good day. Feeling good. Life's good, boys. Yesterday it was my best friend's 40th birthday party, which was a lot of fun. Had the night out, me and Tina, I think we were out for what, 4 hours? It was like 7 to, no, it was like 7 to 12. Yeah, so we were out late last night. It was a lot of fun. Caught up with all my childhood friends. We're all turning 40 this year. First was, Richard was first, Brian was second. Juan is next, and then the next Brian. And then me, I'm fifth, and then Ray is sixth. Yeah, so we're all turning 40 this year. So it was a lot of fun. And then this morning, got up early, worked on some stuff around the house, got ready for the stream, did some editing. So I've been cutting up the shorts into these VODs, like those video on demand clips. So if any of you guys have been missing the stream, you're going to see a whole bunch of these clips that are posting on the YouTube channel. They're going to be like 2 to 8 minute videos. So if you missed a live stream, don't worry. I'm going to try to clip out the best parts and then just post it, so you guys can watch it that way. And then I went out and bought some winter tires for the car. Spent about $600. I got some new winter tires for the Subaru with rims, because the old ones are pretty much done. And yeah, here we are. Had lunch, got some water, and we're chilling. We're chilling for a nice live stream today. Let's see. Did you know Iceland is not as cold as you think? The average temperature in winter is close to 2 degrees Celsius or 36 Fahrenheit. Really? The average temperature is, so it's above zero. What's the average temperature in Toronto? Just so comparison. Average temperature Toronto during the winter. Okay, so in the winter, the average temperature is 0? Oh, so it's like comparable. So December, it was about, no, that's high and low. Oh, the average has been in the negative. -2-ish is like the average. Okay, so it's pretty comparable. I thought Iceland would be colder. Oh, I guess that's why you said it's not as cold as you think. Because I would have guessed that it definitely would have been way colder. Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like 0 was the high in January, 0 was the high in February in Toronto. In terms of Celsius. The low was -7. So it got as cold as -7 over here. Let's see. Arnie doing a top 10 fun facts. By the way, I commented the best parts of the poop story from the poop story stream. Just a bunch of timestamps. Don't know. No, you commented that where? On the channel? Sorry, that's one thing that I don't do. I don't read YouTube comments. It's not that I'm being an ass. It's just I don't have time. Let's see. Did you comment it on this video? Or did you comment it on the stream? I'm gonna have to figure it out. On that stream, okay. Which stream was that though? Shoot. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, I can filter comments by Afro. Let's see. Okay, I'll figure it out after. Because we have to clip that story, right? Oh, it's too funny. We gotta clip it. Bum, 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 bum. Is that on your channel? I want to see it because I started the poop drama. Wait, you started it, Artie? Oh, yo, you guys are wild, man. Wow, AMA 102. Really? That far back? Because what are we on? This is 123? Damn, yo. Oh yeah, you know what it is? It's a 3 streams per week. That's what's really accelerated the live streams. It's that I started doing 3 per week. Okay, so 102 it is. Let me see. Which one is 102? What's the thumbnail? Wow, all the way back. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's philosophy, knowledge, and shit stories. Okay, I remember I changed the title to shit stories. Okay, I'll be able to find that one. Okay, let's clip it out. Let's clip it out and go super viral. Oh. This is crazy. One of our major politicians has been charged with sexual offenses? Yo, who's that? Which major politician are we talking about? Did you know Iceland's murder rate is 20 times lower than the world's average? Apparently we are doing something right and not killing each other. Am I right? Yeah, murder rate is fascinating, right? I feel like there's a lot of factors that determines that. Obviously, like the wealth of the country, economic stability, the ability to get a job, housing. Also, the gun debate is hard, right? Okay, we'll say laws against guns definitely has an impact there, but it's also culture too, right? And population probably definitely plays a huge role. Because if you have a country that isn't overpopulated, that is generally economically well off, with opportunity, with jobs, safety, income, right? There's less people who are struggling. So that definitely has a huge impact on murder rate. But damn, 20x lower though. That's fascinating. Love to go to Iceland one day, bro. Love to visit your country. Remember I asked how many people in the world you think use toilet paper? That's what started it? Oh, no way. Is that what started it all? How come the chat is like lagging on me? Let me see. It doesn't show the most recent. Like when I'm looking here. right here, the chat, it's not showing the most recent message. I don't know why. Always tinkering with something. We'll figure it out. That's because there's only 300,000 people in Iceland. Oh, what is the population of your country, bro? Is it 300,000? Iceland population. 382,000 as of 2022. Wow. Damn, dude. Yo, Sam Natsulek, what's up, bro? Come join the horizontal chat. Let's see. That's so funny. The shit story started because Arnie asked the toilet paper question. That's hilarious. Derek, did you know dinosaurs lived on Earth for a far longer time than humans have, with their family trees stretching back millions of years? Yeah, dinosaurs are fascinating. Super fascinating. I'm glad they're gone and that they got wiped out by whatever, Big Bang, meteor, comet, asteroid, some catastrophe, volcano, whatever happened. Good thing they're gone, or else they'd be slaughtering all of us, right? We would just be food to them. But super cool. We went to... Where did I take the kids recently? We went to the museum in downtown Toronto, and they had a bunch of dinosaur exhibits, displays. It was super cool, super fascinating. That's why I don't understand the whole religious ideology or argument that dinosaurs don't exist because they're not in the Bible. I'm like, yo, what about all these bones that we have? You know what I mean? There's like a stegosaurus. What do you call it? What do you call the display of dinosaur bones? Is there a word for it? Fossils? No. Because when you take all the bones of a dinosaur and put it together to where it actually looks like a thing, a living thing, would you say that's just like it's a fossil? It's an exhibit? Like what do you call that? My language is failing me right now, but whatever that is. Like, if you don't believe in dinosaurs, then where do those bones come from then? What, are they fake? It's a funny argument that some people have. Two of our major politicians have recently been fired for plagiarizing their masters. Oh, wow. The latest was Norway's Minister of Health with 49% text similarities. Holy, did he get caught by ChatGPT? Tell me, did he get caught by AI? Did someone reference his thesis? Is that what happened? Damn, that's crazy though. 49%. So half of it was plagiarized. Dang. But you know what though? I've looked into people's thesis and plagiarism a little bit, because that one guy, his wife was in the news for this. It was Eric Weinstein or Brett Weinstein, one of them. But anyways, I heard something that in your thesis, a lot of the times you are quoting ideas from past papers. And apparently if you don't put the proper parentheses or the proper reference or citation, then it can get flagged for plagiarism. And it could be a simple human error as missing a colon or missing a semicolon or missing a quotation mark. So sometimes I always wonder about that. Because I heard a story once about, I want to say it's Brett Weinstein's wife, something, or Eric Weinstein's wife, and she was under fire for plagiarizing some major document, and she had to make a public apology. But apparently the quote unquote part that was plagiarized was a quote where she referenced the actual person, like you're supposed to, right? But then she just missed some punctuation. And because she missed the proper punctuation, then it was deemed as an illegitimate quote, which was deemed as plagiarism. So sometimes I always wonder, like, that seems a little like bullshit. But if your thesis or whatever part of your master's is 49% plagiarized, or that has text similarities, so half of it is stolen, basically. So that I can see. But the plagiarism thing is interesting, though. That started the saga. So funny, man. Arnie, you're the best. You're the best, bro. We miss you on the weekday streams. It sucks that they're so late. But maybe one day. I would guess they measured those kinds of rates relative to the population. Yo, Sam, I can beat up a dinosaur. Let's go. What, a brontosaurus? Stegosaurus? If you don't reference correctly, it's plagiarism. Yeah. It just sucks that like a little typo or like a missed indentation, you know what I mean? Something so subtle. But I guess rules are rules, right? Did you know throughout its history, the US has had 1,197,475 soldiers killed in war, and approximately another 2,330,290 have been wounded. Oh, dude, that's sad. Man. So 1.19 million soldiers have been killed in war. How many of those deaths were just not necessary? Like, how many of those deaths were from proxy wars or from some false flags or just bad judgment? Just, man. And 2.3, so double that has been wounded. Yeah, I've always been on this stance. I'm very anti-war, like most reasonable and rational human beings. The thing that really saddens me, though, is we always cry to the United States to fix the world. Like, oh, there's some war happening, the US has to go do something. Oh, there's some crimes against humanity, go send the Americans. And I hate it because Americans get so much hate from the rest of the world. Like, so many people hate Americans, hate the United States, hate America and everything they stand for. But man, we always need them to fix all the world's problems too, right? And look at the casualties they have. God. Like, even right now, think about the US election that's coming up, right? We're getting close to November. It's what, like 6 months away? And you have Biden and Trump who's running, and a big part of these campaigns are, what are you doing with Israel and Palestine? What are going to be your policies with Ukraine and Russia? And so it's like the whole presidential election, two of the biggest contending points is about wars occurring in other countries outside of North America. And again, it's always like, oh, there's a problem. Americans have to go fix it, right? So it always makes me sad whenever we think about war, the world wars, or all the atrocities that's happened, whether it's the Holocaust or things in Vietnam or Pearl Harbor, or just anything war related always makes me sad. Like, loss of life is horrible, man. It sucks. The what? The Dono Fit All? I'm not saying that right, am I? What's up, dude? I just butchered your name. Apparently I can't read. This a war history podcast? No, we're just talking some shit, dude. We're just taking questions and running with it. But how you doing, bro? My fart after a big protein shake is probably more megaton. Oh shit. Did you know the largest known weapon currently in the US stockpile is the B-83? A 1.2 megaton bomb. Its explosive power is 80 times that of the bomb the US dropped in Hiroshima. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Would you consider that weapons of mass destruction? Or is Afro's protein farts more devastating? Yo, how much protein you eating, bro? You can't digest that whey isolate? Oh man. A lot of money to be made when you fix the problems you caused. Yeah, that's one thing that really sucks, is the money train that comes from war, right? And once you get a taste for that war money, it's hard to let go, right? It's sad, dude. Everything is like right now, if you don't want to just think about the state of the world, it just saddens me. I hate it when there's like horrible conflict going on. You know, people are suffering, dudes are dying, buildings are being destroyed, kids are left fatherless, motherless, there's invasions, there's just geopolitical issues, there's border issues, there's just so much chaos going on in the world. But the problem with focusing on those issues too much is that you feel helpless. Because as an individual, what can you really do, right? If you spend all your time consuming all the problems that's going on in the world, then you can't get anything done in your life. And so even though I'm very sympathetic to people that are negatively affected by war, but also at the end of the day, you can't let that consume your entire life, right? Yo, Factory, what's up, Factory? Alex Jones says World War III is starting. He's always right. You know what's interesting about that guy? He gets labeled as this like conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat, Bohemian Grove. The frogs are turning people gay, crazy lunatic. But then if you go back, and he's not right about everything, right? But there's a lot of things that he said that have been proven true. And you know what I really hate about the media is that they'll just slander this guy's name. They'll ban him off of Twitter. They'll ban him off mainstream media or news or whatever. They'll label him as like an alt-right conspiracy nut. But then when they're wrong and he's proven true about something he's said, those same people, they won't retract what they said, or they won't make amends for their false claims, or they won't be like, oh no, sorry, we were wrong, Alex Jones was actually right about this. Like, no one ever does that, right? Everyone just goes along with the slander, and then whenever they're proven wrong, it's, oh yeah, just sweep it under the rug. And that's why I hate the news so much. Everything about the news just drives me crazy. It's almost as if you have to do your own independent research almost to find out what is factually true. Because what I also realized as well is that, say mainstream media, say Fox, CNN, whatever, any of these mainstream news networks, they always want to be first to report a story, right? Because that's the whole game, is who can be the quickest to report on the current events in the world. And the faster and quicker you get your report out, the more clicks or ad revenue your news company is going to make. Now, the problem with that system is that you are incentivizing speed rather than accuracy. So instead of properly going through the channels and fact checking a story, as soon as a story comes out, they rush with the headline. They rush with the clickbait title or thumbnail. They want to get it out as fast as they can. Oh, Putin says this. He's going to war with Biden. Or what's that guy's name in Israel? Bibi Netanyahu said this about Gaza. You know what I mean? And they just go with it right away instead of actually looking into the factual information in regards to what happened. So that's what I always hate about the news. I'll hear a story, and you always see it. There's like a big red border, breaking news in letters. There's like a lower third animation going on. And it's some crazy event that's happening in the world. And then I always wonder, how accurate is this? Like, how accurate is this story really? Did it just happen last night and they're just pushing it out right away? And so it's almost as if you have to do your own due diligence and research everything. It's so annoying. And then also, I'm always afraid to talk about not always afraid, but I'm always concerned to talk about some ideas that I hear in the news. Because let's say we're having a stream, right? And oh, I heard this thing yesterday. And I could be spinning off all of this information or concepts or ideas or facts that I've read in some article, but it could be false. I don't know. And then I look like an idiot spouting misinformation, right? So I don't know. It's such a tricky game. America sells weapons. You need it to rain when sell umbrellas. Oh, jeez. Did you see the CIA dude who exposed a bunch of shit to an undercover journalist? He said they couldn't go after him because he hadn't broken federal law. But a civil case, however. No, I don't know. Who's that? The CIA dude who exposed a bunch of shit to an undercover journalist. Yeah. There's too much going on in the world, man. It's so hard to keep up with everything, right? Oh, that's why the family sued him recently, Alex Jones. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Just imagine World War III happens. God damn. Like, how's that even gonna work? Are people gonna list to the army? Shit. Oh. Did you know out of the 7.7 billion people in the world, more than 6 billion have the access to a mobile phone, compared to only 4.5 billion who have access to a working toilet? Wow. That's an incredible statistic. So more people nowadays have access to a phone over a toilet. Jesus. Shit. Porcelain is that expensive? In comparison to microchips? What are phones made out of? Like some type of glass and plastic? Like, what are these things actually made out of? I don't even know, man. That's a wild statistic. Jesus. Derek, did you know over 90% of the world's currency is digital between credit cards, debit cards, online purchases, and cryptocurrency? Only 8% of global currency is physical money. Jesus. Well, that's kind of like how the Americans went away from the gold standard, right? Because wasn't it that the physical bills of money are legal tender to trade in for a certain amount of gold? That was like the gold standard, right? The idea is that this note that you're holding value is related to that of gold, which is an actual physical commodity. And it's just easier to carry around this piece of paper as in cash. And so it's sort of like an IOU. But then once you get away from the gold standard, right? And then inflation goes rampant and goes wild. And then everything becomes digital. You got credit cards, online purchases, you got Bitcoin. Only 8% of global currency is physical money. Wow. So what if everyone wanted to withdraw all their money at the same time in cash? You wouldn't be able to do it. Because there's not enough money printed in the physical world. It's all a bunch of ones and zeros, my friends. Ones and zeros. Jesus. When you gonna have me on, bro? Yo, Factory. Want to come on one day? We haven't done many live calls in a while, right? Yeah, we should. I don't know if you guys are down to have another stream in the future for live calls, call-ins. We can do it. I always enjoy it. It makes my life easier, to be honest. Those streams are kind of like cheating for me. I can just sit back, relax, let someone else do the talking. Yeah, those streams are good. Oh, big stretch. Yo, it's a nice day today. It was nice and warm here. I can't wait for summer, bro. I'm excited for the future. Arnie wasn't kidding when he said he prepared for this. Let's hear some of your thoughts on these topics, Arnie. Yo, Arnie puts me through the meat grinder, man. I'm always like, here we go. Here we go. You have great questions, my friend. Ever since I first did psychedelics, I see much more of how the system works. It's easier to see all the bullshit from politicians and the government. It kind of increased my field of view. Yeah, psychedelics are fascinating, right? It almost makes you more sensitive to what's going on around you. And then through that response, you gain perspective. It's almost as if you're walking through life with blinders on. Because you know what I really realized about psychedelics? Before doing any of these psychedelic trips, I would always just live my life in a reactionary way. Something would happen and I would react. Got to go to work at so-and-so time, got to get in the car. There's a party going on on the weekend, got to buy a gift. Something breaks, got to fix it. Need food, go to the grocery store. Someone yells at me, get mad. And I just lived on autopilot almost. And I never really stopped and thought about anything. I just lived my life in a reactionary way. But when I started going through these psychedelic trips, you become more sensitive to your surroundings and your environment. And this sounds like some hippie woohoo bullshit, right? But it is true. And you start to really ponder and question what's going on around you. You think more about the existential questions of life. Why, who, what, where, how, when. And then all of those questions are correlated with the self, as in me. What's going on? What am I going to do? Why am I here? What's the reason for all this? And it's fascinating because that new perspective makes you question things more. And what it really did for me was, instead of just reacting to everything in my everyday life, it allowed me to kind of just stop and think. Like, why am I in such a rush to climb this corporate ladder? Why do I want to keep going through the ranks of worker, senior worker, supervisor, manager, whatever the titles are? To do what? Make more money, have a higher income, to buy a nicer car, to show off to people that I don't care about, to buy a bigger house, to flex to who? My neighbors, my family. And so after all these psychedelic trips, it was very profound for me but now I always stop and I always ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing the live stream, for example? Why do I want to run a business? Why do I want to eat healthy? Why do I want to go to the gym? And it changes you as a person. Whereas before, the previous version of me, I would just react and do things without consequence. It would be like, oh, NBA 2K23 is out. Let's buy it. Let's just play all the time. I don't know. Who cares about responsibilities? And I never really thought about my actions in that way. So the mushrooms are fascinating. I feel like that sensitivity and introspection it gives you, it just makes you a better person. Only if you're willing to ponder, right? If you're willing to ponder your choices and your decisions. So at least that's what it did for me. Live calls next Psychedelic Sunday. 2+ grams only. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, you want to do 2 grams? Yo, I've been taking it slow. What have I done lately? I did 1.0 and 1.1, right? 2 G's. I think I'm going to slowly... you guys can do 2 G's. I'll slowly work my way up there. 2 grams is a fun dose, though. You can see the gears turning after you do psychedelics. It's like you wake up to some other level of reality. Whereas before, you only saw the outer shell of the machine of life. You know what else I feel like it does? Because psychedelics forces all of your past traumas and bullshit and times you've lied and times you're a bad person. And when it forces all those past experiences to the surface, then you can really learn and confront like who you were in the past. And I think that's part of it too, right? Because without psychedelics, I never really thought about all those times that I was a bad person or I was mean or I was selfish. But then the mushrooms really, really crushes your soul and destroys the ego and makes you face all those bad decisions. So again, it sounds really woohoo hippie-ish, but I don't know how else to explain it. It's sort of hard to put in the introspective qualities into words. I think about nuclear weapons that humanity should unite and give up these weapons together, but I doubt we will ever do that. Humans will inherently be tribal and war seems to come naturally to us. Well, isn't there a... what is that? Isn't there some nuclear agreement? Is it the Vienna Accord? No, that's not it. Isn't there some worldwide treaty about nuclear weapons? I'm blanking on it right now. Yeah, the nuclear weapon thing is wild. I'm a huge fan of nuclear power, but nuclear weapons is a whole different thing. I feel like there's some kind of worldwide treaty that we all agreed to when it came to nuclear weapons. Some type of accord. I can't remember it. I was watching one of your old podcasts. You mentioned you used to be a narcissist. I don't see it that being possible. So I don't know if I was ever like a full like narcissistic person, but I definitely had a lot of narcissistic tendencies when I was younger. I see, because this is what you guys also don't see. Like the younger version of me, like the teenage Derek, the gambling Derek from 19 to 28, I was very arrogant. Very, very arrogant as a person, as a human being. I thought that I knew everything, that the world was full of idiots, that everyone is stupid, that I know what's the best decisions to make in life. I don't need school, I don't need university, I don't need a day job or corporations or any of these skills as a profession. I don't need to contribute to society. I can just outsmart people in this game of poker. And it's fascinating how I kind of used to think. it's almost as if I was just overconfident. And I think part of that stems was because I did very well my whole life. And I think that gave me some type of inflated ego. Like I've told this many times, I am very fortunate, right? I grew up in a middle-class family with 2 loving parents, with a brother, with lots of friends, lots of cousins. I was never bullied. I was never poor. I never grew up in poverty. We always had food. We always had a car. We always went on vacation. I always had clothes and basketballs and baseballs and footballs or whatever sport I wanted to play. I was very, very lucky and fortunate as a young child in North America. And I took that for granted because everything in my life always kind of worked out for me. It's like, oh, go through school, no problem, pass everything. High school, no problem, pass everything. Make friends, no problem. Get a girlfriend, no problem. Make the sports team, no problem. It was just, I never encountered any resistance or failure. So I had this like kind of ego as a young man. And then I learned very quickly when my businesses started to fail. And then I realized like, holy shit, man, I definitely don't know all the answers. And I never listened to podcasts. I never read books. I never listened to anything educational. I always thought that I knew best and everyone else was just a fucking idiot. That's how I literally thought for almost all of my 20s. I was still like a nice, kind person, to my friends and acquaintances. But I was so different than I am now. And I was basically just a selfish person, right? A very selfish person with a lot of narcissistic tendencies. And the mushrooms plus failure really, really humbled me and made this massive change in my life. And I've realized that I had it good for many, many years and I took it for granted, right? There's some kids who grow up with no friends. They get bullied at school. They get cyberbullied on Facebook. They don't get invited to parties. They have no one to talk to. They have horrible parents. They don't have any siblings or anyone that loves them. Like there's just kids that have these horrible, like shit roll of the dice in life. And if you are someone to get any of the positive aforementioned qualities, like I did, you can't take that for granted. There's so many opportunities that you have. And I had all the opportunities in life to be successful, but instead I was just arrogant and conceited and thought I knew best. And then it caused me to fail massively. And I was like this massive failure at age 28, right? Like, what did I have? Sure, I had some money from my poker business when I cashed everything out, but I had no skills, right? No profession, no job experience. I literally had nothing, right? And so that was such a sobering and humbling experience for me. And it's kind of weird to talk about because most people in society, they like this hero arc. They like the story of the person who was born with nothing, that struggled and then found greatness, right? No one likes a story of the spoiled brat that grew up in North America that had everything, right? No one wants to hear that story. And so it was a story that I never told. But I think it's important. It's an important story to tell because when things are going good for you, when life is going well, things are working out, you're happy, you're successful, be grateful. Like I'm incredibly grateful nowadays for what I have. I'm so happy and grateful that, I have friends that I got to see yesterday. Both of my kids are happy and healthy. They're in the backyard right now playing. And gratitude, it's such a tough thing to admit. Because when everything is going well for you, it's hard to show that gratitude, right? And then you kind of have this illusion or false sense of belief or hope that everything will just keep going. But I know everything in this world is fleeting, right? Like my health, it could one day go sideways. It could something could happen, right? So I try to be a lot more humble nowadays, appreciate everything, be thankful, be thankful that you guys come up for the stream, right? Be thankful that I can wake up every day and do things that I love. And so incredibly important to me. Sorry, that was like a long rant. We're far behind on the chat now. Do another live call for 10K subs. Okay, that's a good suggestion. What are we at? How many subs do we have? 9? See, I don't even care anymore really about like the metrics. What do we have? 9.33. Okay, we have 9.3K subs. Okay, so that's what? We need 670 more? We'll get there. You got to remind people they're putting on a show. Those are a lot of awkward conversations last time. Yeah, it's tough though, right? Some people being on a live stream is probably, or a podcast or something. It could be like the first time they're ever doing anything like that. Let's catch up with the chat. What's going on? I remember thinking during a 2-gram trip that humans have just barely graduated from monkey. We are semi-hairless creatures with primitive instincts playing with weapons that can destroy the whole planet. Damn, son. Yeah, that imagine we went from sticks and stones to bow and arrows and swords, and now we got smartphones and nuclear warheads. Crazy, right? The exponential growth and curve of technology. Ooh, here's interesting. If you were 18 again, would you get a college degree? Oh, wow, that's fascinating. Okay, let's see. So if we think about this question objectively, this is hard to answer because I have a personal belief that 90% of college degrees are completely useless and stupid. They are such a waste of your money and time. Now, the main reason I have this belief is because nowadays in a liberal society like where I live in Canada, for example, having an education like a university degree is deemed as racist because less people of color are likely to have a degree. And so they aren't able to get any of these higher paying jobs. And so in corporate America or corporate North America, a lot of these high-end jobs, they have removed the prerequisite of college degrees or college and university degrees because of this whole push towards DEI. And so if you're telling me that we need to remove these prerequisites of education for these higher end jobs because they are racist and they don't conform with these DEI policies that these Fortune 500 companies adhere to, then why would you go into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for them? It doesn't make any sense. Now, the reason why I say 90% is useless, because there are another 10% which I strongly support. So say, for example, you want to go be a doctor, or you want to do medical school, or you want to be a lawyer and you want to pass the bar. Any type of jobs like that that requires a degree that is a hard prerequisite for entry, I support that 100%. But if you want to go to college to learn about social science, microeconomics, like for what? Like literally for what? Do you really need it? So I am more in favor of getting a degree if it really makes sense, right? Healthcare, maybe STEM, lawyer, stuff like that. Then the next tier that I think is valuable is a trade, right? If your whole purpose of getting a degree is, oh, I want to make money, I want to have a solid future, learn a trade. Trades are so valuable, right? Electrician, carpenter, welder, plumber, whatever, roofer, drywall, anything like that is so incredibly valuable. An arborist, if you like nature. And the pay is amazing because it's in such high demand. But so many people have this belief that blue collar jobs are for losers. And parents have this distorted perception of reality where they want their kids to only have white collar jobs because, oh, white collar jobs, you work in an office, you don't have to be a manual laborer, and that's like the best job for you. Well, is it? Is it healthy to sit in a cubicle from 9 to 5 every single day with stuck in a chair in an office? Like, is that good for you? What if you like horticulture, right? Maybe you're outside, you're planting stuff, or, you know, you're out in nature doing something you enjoy or you like. And so this idea about you have to get a degree or you have to go to college, for me, is foolish. It is, what is your reason for wanting to go? Like, why do you want to go? Do you want to go just because your parents are forcing you? Again, I think that's stupid, right? So me as a parent, if my kids want to go to college, if they want to go to university, I will support them 100%. Even if the program they think that they're taking is contrary to my own personal beliefs. Like, let's say if Tiffany wants to study social economics or some stupid program, right? I am going to, share my perspective on why I think it's a dumb decision. But if this is what you really want to do, then I support you, right? So if I was 18, would I go and get a college degree? See, it would all depend on what the reason for getting one is. Am I doing it because I want to make my mom proud? Am I doing it so that I wouldn't have to struggle from 18 to 27 and I would have some type of education, enter the workforce? So part of me, sometimes I do regret at times that I wish I finished university, because I went to university for computer science. I was really good at physics, mathematics, and programming. Those are my strong subjects, right? But it's funny how in life, I don't care about the maths or sciences at all anymore. I love the arts. I love language. I love creative writing. I love videography. I love all these different subjects, right? So in one sense, I feel like I probably wouldn't get one, because I've had this entrepreneurial drive sort of my whole life. And unless there was some type of profession that I really wanted to go into because I was passionate about it, if I didn't have that, then I probably wouldn't get one. Because the other reason why is look at where I am right now. Look at this house, right, that I'm in. The only reason that we were able to afford a house like this is I didn't have $100,000 of student debt, right? I wasn't in crazy amount of student loans because I went to college or university, right? I didn't have any of that. And so I was able to save my money and come up with a down payment for a home, right? So again, it all depends, right? It all depends on a lot of factors. And this is what I feel like so many people fail to bring up, the nuance when it comes to education. Everyone has this idea is you have to go to college or you must go to university. Says who? Says who? There's a million factors all going on at the same time. It's so much more nuanced than it was back in the day. Back in the day, they didn't have the internet, right? The boomer generation, they didn't have the internet. So the only form of education or progress through a career was post-secondary school, right? And now, don't need it at all. So it's a very interesting debate, in my opinion. Great question though, Factory. Great question. I like chilling in this view. I can hide. Humans are just an in-between state. We are half monkey, half something else. You know, imagine when we integrate with technology, what we're going to be. Ooh, what's Arnie got? Did you know Samsung started off as a grocery... What? Is that true? Is that true? Samsung was a grocery store? The popular smartphone electronics giant started as a grocery store in March 1938. Oh, 38. Okay. In the 60s, Samsung entered the electronics. And I always remember Samsung as like appliances also. Because it wasn't just electronics. They do a lot of appliances too, right? Yo, that's crazy. They were a grocery store? Really? Huh. Saw you clipped one of my questions for a video. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, no problem. Whenever you guys have great questions, I'm going to try clipping them up into these shorter VOD videos. You know, get some exposure out for you guys that answer great questions. So I'm going to keep doing it. Just keep the good questions coming. You seem to only appreciate the things you have after you lose them. Yeah, those are words of wisdom that stem from that you don't know what you have until it's gone quote, right? It's so true. That's why gratitude is so important, right? Like I always tell myself this every single day. I'm incredibly grateful to have a YouTube channel, to have like a camera and a microphone and a bunch of a community where we can talk about ideas and concepts like this. I am incredibly grateful for this because a couple of years ago I didn't have anything. I couldn't afford a camera or a nice laptop or video editing software or a good microphone. You know what I mean? And it's easy for me to take all of these things for granted, right? Because it just becomes normal. A camera is just a camera. Oh, a microphone is just a microphone. Oh, a house, just a house. It's whatever. But, be grateful for the things you have. It's because it's exactly what Afro was saying, because one day they could be gone. That's why every day my kids are healthy, my parents are still here. I'm very grateful. Derek, have you ever made a meme? I made a few using meme generators, but I am no meme lord. Okay. So I used to make memes a lot. So in my family and friends, I'm that guy in the group chat who sends horrendous shit. I have like a wild and dark sense of humor when it comes to comedy. And so I used to make memes of like pictures of my brother, and I used to write horrible captions on it, and then I would send it to our cousin group chat. But I don't do that anymore. That was the old me. Being college educated is considered racist. Guess I'm an up and coming racist. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have seen this. So there's like this massive push for DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. And at its core, I support it, right? I feel like regardless of your sex, gender, color of your skin, height, race, religious belief, whatever, wherever you come from, whatever you look like, I feel like everyone should have equal opportunity at jobs or careers or making a living, right? And so that is generally the core idea between DEI. You want a fair playing field. The problem that I have for DEI is when instead of hiring the best candidate for the job, you hire just for the sake of diversity, right? Like, what if you are lacking an Asian female on your staff and you have one job opening and 10 people apply and maybe the Asian female is the 7th best applicant. But instead of hiring the other 6 who were better for the job, you hire the Asian female because you want to meet these standards of diversity. You want to have an Asian person that is a woman to be part of your culture at work because you're missing that one race or demographic, right? That gets a little tricky because people will argue with me. They'll say, oh, you're a racist, or you're a bigot, or you're a transphobe. Okay, fine. How about this? If you're having back surgery or heart surgery, would you want a surgeon who is the best at the job? Or would you want a surgeon that was hired because of just DEI? Tell me, which one would you pick? If you really support this idea of what DEI totally entails, then you're telling me you would rather have the DEI surgeon cut you open like a fish and operate on your back or your heart or your brain? Then you're crazy. I want the most qualified surgeon in the entire world to do that job. Right? That is so incredibly important. But you can't have that when these Fortune 500 companies are pushing this hardcore idea of DEI. Right? And this is where I have a massive problem with it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't hire the Asian woman, right? Sure, the Asian woman should have an equal opportunity as the black guy or the Mexican dude or the guy from Iceland or the dude from Norway or the American or the Canadian or the Peruvian, whatever. They should all have that equal opportunity. But the hiring, you still need the best possible person for the job. And it's just like Harvard, for example, this super prestigious school in North America. It's harder to get in as an Asian person, right? Because I guess Asian students are better at certain subjects like mathematics, for example. And so because they want to push this DEI thing, they have to allow less Asian people into Harvard. So there's like a whole scandal there too. So I don't know. The other problem that I have with all this is that you can't talk about it, right? Like the way that I'm talking about this subject now and voicing my opinion, if I say this at work, in the workplace, I would get crucified. I would literally get crucified, dude. Because you can't have this opinion, right? I would automatically get labeled as a misogynist, a bigot, a sexist, a transphobe, whatever. Name the ist term you want to call me, right? And it's so sad because I see this at my work. I see this at my day job. As a courier, it is a requirement. You have to be able to lift a box that is 75 pounds. It is a physical requirement for the job. Sometimes I go to a place, like at the airport, there's a fucking airplane door, the windshield, and there's an elevator door. There's a box of hydraulic axles or parts or nuts or bolts or sheet metal. Like there's heavy ass shit when you're a courier. And you need to be able to lift 75 pounds. And that is a prerequisite for the job. And so who do you think are going to be the best candidates for this job, right? It's going to probably be big, tall, strong dudes, right? If that's sexist, so be it. But that is the truth, right? Now, am I saying that there aren't women who can't do that? There definitely are, right? But we have this thing where, oh, we're missing a certain, let's say, woman of a certain ethnic origin or religion or whatever, and we need to hire them to balance out this DEI requirement. And then we have some couriers that are like 6'2". I think there's one person that's like 4'10". And then now, how do you do the job? And so now at work, we'll have these situations where, oh, so-and-so person can't do the job because there's a 65-pound box of bolts. And now that affects the rest of us, right? Because now you don't have the best person for the job. And so this whole DEI thing, it drives me nuts because I see it at my day job. I see it at work. And then management promotes it like it's this glorious thing. And sure, it is if it's for equal opportunity, but it's such a bad system to follow for equal outcome, right? You can't have just equal outcomes for everyone, because some people just work harder. Some people are more educated. Some people are smarter, more ambitious. They study more, they learn more, they have more work experience, right? There's so many different factors. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like a wild thing that's happening in North America. It's just so crazy. But who knows? Who knows? Yo, Ray, what's up, Ray? Welcome. Just going on wild rants today, apparently. What will your live stream be if the chat starts going too fast? Yo, I'd be a mess because I can't even keep up. I guess I'd have to learn to give shorter answers. I don't know. But I don't like giving short answers for good questions, because there's so much complexity and nuance when it comes to debating certain ideas and topics, right? If it's a yes/no question, then sure. But when we're talking about, jobs or anything geopolitical or war or DEI or business or going to college, like all of these questions, there's so many different factors, right? And my favorite thing with conversation is just doing the back and forth, playing devil's advocate, straw manning the argument or steel manning the argument, thinking outside the box, thinking about the complicating factors, right? Thinking if I have any personal biases, or do I have any personal feelings or an agenda or emotions stuck with the topic. Because when psychedelics come up, I know I have a personal bias because I am very pro psychedelic user, or whatever you want to call it. And so I think it's important that we try to, go in depth into as many questions as we can. Now, if the stream becomes more popular and we have more people in the chat, then I'll have to adjust, right? So, but we'll see. Like, look at this. Look how far behind I am in the chat. You can use all my shit, Derek. I want only for immense prosperity for your channel, and may we both live long and prosper. You too, my friend. You too. Just promise to not ignore me when your channel blows up and you hit 100K subs, but you never know. Don't worry, man. I know all the OGs. I know. I'll never forget all the guys that were here with me in the trenches, right? Like, look, we have what, 4 viewers? But it's great. I'm having so much fun, right? Just hanging out, Afro, Ray, Arnie, Factory. It's a good time, right? See, I would rather have 4 people that add awesome insight, bring amazing questions and concerns and conversation to the channel, than 100 people just, I don't know, talking some shit. I'd rather have quality users and quantity. So we'll see. What's going on, Ray? You do your meditation, bro? Do you meditate for an hour? Yo, that's hardcore. Oh yeah, Afro's working on his exam, bro. Yeah, look at this. 2030, you will own nothing and be happy about it. That's a World Economic Forum, right? Klaus Schwab and all those morons. Yeah, you're going to eat bugs. You're going to own nothing, eat insects, and you'll all be happy. And then after their event, they go and order filet mignon. What a hypocrisy is hilarious with those people. It's hilarious. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. I hate all those people so much. And hate is a strong word, but it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Again, it's rules for thee and not for me. That's exactly what it is. So, yeah, the hypocrisy of the World Economic Forum makes me laugh. These guys are delusional, bro. Yeah, George Soros, that guy just funds chaos, right? He's like, what, an old billionaire just wanting to incite chaos in the political system. So I don't understand these people, man. I'll never get it. Like this control you want to have on the general population. Whatever. George Soros. Derek, did you hear how you can't resell the Cybertruck? Oh no, really? Even if you buy it in full, it's still not truly yours. That's where the world is heading in 2030. You will own nothing and be happy. But wait, how does that work? So if you buy the Tesla Cybertruck and you pay it off in full, who owns it? Tesla still owns it? But then what happens if you want to change cars and you want to sell it? Like how does that work? How does the ownership for the vehicle work then when you get insurance? Yo, that's craziness. I want to meditate at least 15 minutes a day. Anything better? Yeah, I'm not even that good, dude. I do like 5 minutes. I'm bad with meditation. Ray is the true hardcore meditation guy. Derek, do you think our reality is a controlled hallucination? A neuroscientist thinks so. Have you heard about? No, which neuroscientist is this? It's a controlled hallucination? Jesus, dude. Is that part of the simulation? Are we living in a simulation, boys? We will be soon. Get that Neuralink implant in your brain and you're off to the races. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't really know enough about that subject. I think about it sometimes, but I'm too stupid to understand what the simulation is and how that actually works and all that. And it just blows my mind. It's interesting how schizophrenics have higher levels of DMT being produced in their brain than non-schizos. Wow, really? Is that true? Wow, that's fascinating. So they have more dimethyltryptamine than regular human beings. Huh. Well, do we understand schizophrenia? Like how... I don't know anything about it though. Like what is going on in a schizophrenic's brain? It's like all their wires are crossed. Who knows? Ooh, let's see, Afro. There should 100% be an age limit for politicians. If you're going to incite change, you have to live long enough to be affected by the policies you establish. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree. Why is it, America, you got two like 75-year-old, 80-year-old white guys just halfway to the grave running? Those are your two best options? What is going on? See, when I think about age... See, again, would I be considered an ageist? Probably. I guess I'm an ageist. I feel like the best age for a politician is someone that's in their 50s, I want to say. Because someone like me, for example, that's in their late 30s, I have a good amount of life experience where I've fucked up and I've learned from my mistakes. But I still feel like I lack a little bit of the life experience that you gain from your 40s. And that's what I'm hoping to learn in this next decade. But someone that's in their 50s, they've went through the vast majority of trials and tribulations of life. And as long as they are still moderately healthy physically and they're not morbidly obese, I feel like that is probably the best age for a politician who's really wanting to incite change in the world. Because not only do they still have all of their mental capacities and abilities, they have lots of life experience. They've hopefully made a ton of mistakes, made a bunch of like fuck ups and failures. And also they have this level of age where they're not worried about the opinions of other people and trying to just be a total people pleaser or whatever you want to call it. And they're not afraid to be honest, right? Because far too many political figures that are young, what are they trying to do? They're trying to win a popularity contest. They want to be part of the team. They want to be part of the Republican Party or part of the Democrats. They want to be liked. They want to be accepted by the community, right? And so you're playing this popularity game. But, you know, if you're 50, you know, your age is getting up there and you're just kind of like, well, fuck all this shit. But at least you're still there physically and mentally, that you'll be able to do a good job if you do a 4 to 8 year term. But if you're 78, if you're 80, like how productive are you? How much energy do you have? How clearly can you think? Like, it's crazy to me. And also the other thing too about politicians, I like someone who wasn't part of the political game their whole life. And this is a problem we have in Canada. Like, take Justin Trudeau, for example, right? His father was a prime minister before. So he has been in the political game since birth. He has played that whole system out. While I like someone who, let's say, was a lawyer throughout the majority of their life. You know, they passed the bar, they were a partner for 2 decades, they served the community, and now they maybe finished their career as a lawyer through litigation, and they want to be a more civil public servant, so they get into politics. Someone like that, I feel, is a much better candidate because they don't have those roots of political corruption from their whole upbringing, right? And so they had a career where they're trying to do good, and now they're transitioning to a different part in their life where they want to enact change. And so I think like that's someone that I really like in politics. But the problem is that those people, they don't want to be politicians, right? And that's the biggest problem with politics. You have these people who want to be politicians. They want power. They want to be popular. They want to lead, right? And they'll do anything they can to get that power. So it's just fascinating, right? Super fascinating. Yo, cowboy! What's up, cowboy? What's going on, dude? How's your Sunday? Yo, the chat is lit today. Let me drink some water and catch up a bit. Fun fact, if you're blind, there's a 0% chance of developing schizophrenia. Wow. You know, Arnie, you got to drop some knowledge on this subject. What kind of schizophrenia? I still function and have my job that I always go to, but I'm not sure what type. Have you been diagnosed? What age? I did get diagnosed. I developed in my teens and I don't know the exact details. I have to go for an injection every month because of it. Oh, wow. Yo, this is fascinating. How does it affect you? What are your symptoms? I used to get these thoughts like there might be cameras in my room and I was being watched, but as long as I go for my shot, those thoughts are at bay mostly. Wow. Oh, damn. Shit, dude. You had thoughts that there was cameras in the room and you were being watched? Jesus. Is there different classifications or types of schizophrenia? I literally know nothing about the subject. The extent of my knowledge is just the dangers in relation to psychedelics. That's pretty much it. So maybe a paranoid schizophrenia. Oh shoot, Amadita. Amadita, you're in the vertical chat. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry, boys. Amadita's in the other chat. Derek, would you rather be old and wise at heart or young and inexperienced at age 22? Oh, dang. I gotta find a way to better communicate through these two chats. The other thing too is I can't pop up Amadita's comment with this app that I'm using. It doesn't have both chats. Would I rather be old at heart, be old and wise at heart, or young and inexperienced? Dang, I kind of like being young and inexperienced at age 22. Because then you have this like, you have this almost, how do you describe it? This ability where you don't know any better. You're just going to make dumb decisions and you're going to fuck up. I think it's good to make mistakes and be young, be inexperienced, because that's how you really learn, right? Sorry, Amadita, I'll figure out the chat one day. But for now, the party is in the horizontal chat. Sorry, guys. Sad that Arnie will never experience a psychedelic trip because of the risks. Yeah, that's true, right? There's too many risks. Oh, shoot. I just kicked the shit out of my camera again. No. No. Let me fix this. Ugh. Move back. Ugh. Oh, man. I kicked the shit out of the camera, bro. I've taken the Liberty caps when I was pretty young. I used to go shroom hunting in the autumn, and I have had a bad trip or two. Okay, so you have some experience. That's good. Hopefully that's better. Before or after the diagnosis? Damn, Arnie, that's crazy, dude. Bum, 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 bum. It's funny, the vertical stream is like super dead today. I feel like YouTube is super weird. Hopefully they figure out all the streaming functionality stuff. Okay, anyways. Before I had no idea what I was doing, I often took them and straight off the ground. Oh, so you had them fresh. Damn, dude. Song goes crazy? Yo, Jack, what's up, Jack? What's going on in Israel? Oh, man. That is a question. That definitely is the question. Yeah, I don't even know, to be perfectly honest. I read a lot about the Israel conflict because before it happened, I didn't really know too much about the whole Israel and Palestine thing. I don't really have any friends who are Palestinian. I don't think I even know anyone who's Palestinian. I don't really have any friends who are Jewish either, except even it's kind of weird because I live in a Jewish neighborhood. So, but anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. I've been hesitant to voice my opinion on the Israel-Palestine debate, along with the Russia-Ukraine one, because I feel like I've never been there. I've never been to Russia. I've never been to Ukraine. I don't know any of the people. I don't speak the languages. I've never been to Israel. Never been to Gaza. Like, I just so uninformed. So all I know is what I've read and learned. And so I feel like it's a mistake to always share your opinion on every single subject. Because I think far too many people are like this. Everyone just wants to voice their opinion on every subject, every event. But I feel that a little discretion is a good decision. And so I have withheld my opinion on those two subjects. I have some strong thoughts and feelings, but you know, there's better people. There's better people to talk about those two topics. So I don't know, man. I can't see a solution. Like, what's the solution with Israel and Palestine? It just makes me sad. There's so much hatred there, right? So sad, bro. Try to avoid news about all the wars going on. It's not doing me any good. Yeah, see, same thing. It's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna donate your money and try to ship some supplies over to these countries and make a difference? You know, then you're helping. But I don't know, man. The whole war stuff just makes me sad. Oh shit, yo, Red, what's up, Red? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. How's your Sunday? Derek, have you heard about China's social... Oh, man. The social credit score system? It's very totalitarian, and if you have a bad credit score, you can't get loans or use public transport. Yeah, dude, I am so scared of that. It's Orwellian, right? It's, again, this whole idea of 1984, George Orwell, Big Brother. A totalitarian dictatorship controls you with cameras, because that's what 1984 was. In 1984, there was this thing, I can't remember, it was like a mirror, it was called like the looking glass or something, where Big Brother can see you and hear you at all times. Not only that, but they had this thing called the thought police. And just thinking about treason or thinking about fighting against the government can get you erased, kidnapped, taken at night. It's the whole idea of 1984, and China is following it to a T. It's terrifying, dude. It's so scary. So, I don't know. Like, what do you do? Because they don't have elections, right? You can't vote out the CCP. They just stay in power and retain power. I have no idea what the solution is for a place like that. I'm convinced World War III is around the corner. I mean, Russia and Ukraine, China and Taiwan, Israel, and now Mexico is facing a dictatorship. Yo, everyone's favorite. Red, we all see red? Yo, Red's chilling, bro. Arnie, that's pretty much a Black Mirror episode. Everyone can see your rating, and if it's low, people won't serve you coffee, for example. Oh, I remember that Black Mirror episode. It's like you have a negative interaction with someone, and you can like downvote them on your phone. And then that girl spirals out of control. Yeah, dude, it's crazy because I've been to China. I've been to Shanghai. I've been to some of these places. And man, it's terrifying. It's just terrifying to me. the level of control that the government has. I do not know. And don't they have that firewall? They call it the Great Firewall of China or whatever. the firewall that the Chinese government has, which determines some of the news articles like get banned or blocked through Chinese internet. But even still, like, things slip through, right? Yeah, I don't know. Again, another subject I don't know enough about. But yeah, it just kind of scares me, man. North and South Korea is likely to blow up too. Oh, yeah. Yo, I love South Korea. Dude, South Korea was bomb. Fun fact, I would love to go back to South Korea and watch the StarCraft ASL championships. That's so stupid. One video game that I still love is StarCraft. And still watch it every day. Derek, do you think we'll go to a one world government? I think that's highly unlikely. Because it would have to be one incredible superpower or dictatorship that takes over everyone, right? I'll have to say no. I'll say no to that. The US will lead the way against that rebellion. And pitiful Canada will have your back. We'll watch your flank. Speaking of wars, did anyone see Galloway versus Gaethje? Yo, that was crazy. Yo, Max Holloway is a beast. What did he get him with? Was it an overhand right? Or was it like a right hook? I couldn't even see. It was just like a barrage of punches. Then all of a sudden, Justin Gaethje is like unconscious on his stomach. It was nuts. Yeah, I love Max Holloway, bro. That guy's a beast. He's Hawaiian, right? Somebody scratched the back of my whip. No way. I'm throwing hands with someone other than today's dude. Did they like key it? Like with a key? Or was it like a hit and run? How did they scratch it? Yo, people are fucked, man. Or did they hit it and then not tell you while you were parked or something? Ugh. Dude, anything with cars, man. Some people are so like, they're just like shitty human beings. Red, I think it was Manny. Oh no. Oh no. Yo, bro, salty. He got the ban hammer. Ay. Red's in many feuds. Oh my gosh. That's funny. There's a great anime called Psychopaths, where people's criminality level is measured through their psychopaths to predict if they can commit crimes. Oh my god. Jesus. It's like Minority Report. Kind of. If it is run by the people for the people, I think a one world government could... Oh, you mean from like the positive sense? Oh, that's fascinating. I didn't think about it like that. I thought of it through a pessimistic lens. I'm more libertarian than most, so I'm all for the people, by the people, and free markets. That's something that I don't want to say support because it has flaws, but it's something or an idea that I'll entail, or I'll think about. Police have special guns that change based on the target's psychopaths. So if they have a high level, the gun will kill them. If it's lower, it will only stun them. Oh, man. That's fascinating. So if you have a criminal with a history, maybe he's a convicted felon or has had, I don't know, a history of violence, then the weapons will shoot to kill. Rather, if you have a first-time offender, it'll be lower, so it would tase them, I guess, in a sense. Wow. That's super interesting. Jesus. But what if the gun messes up, right? What if the gun malfunctions? And it sees a teenager as violent when in reality he's just scared. And then it shoots him dead. That would be incredibly problematic. Oh, dude. Interesting concept, though. Hawaiian? Okay. Yeah, man, Max Holloway, dude. Guy's a beast. I like both guys, but I'm glad Max got the win in such a legendary way with Oh, there was 1 second left on the clock? Oh, I didn't know there was 1 second left. Because I knew it was like near the end and they're just going all out, right? Damn, that's crazy. I was buying groceries and I went back to the parking lot and saw it. Probably some homeless fuck. Oh, man. Oh. God damn it. So yeah, there's nothing you can do about that then. Oh, it's the worst. Literally the worst. You see all this stuff about you wouldn't call it a break and enter. Like, what do you call it when someone breaks into your car to steal stuff? Like breaking and enter, that's like for your home, right? Would you say breaking and enter for your car? But anyways, I've heard all these stories about cities that tell people, oh, don't lock your car, don't leave your windows up, like in San Francisco, because if you do, then homeless people will just smash the window and take the stuff. So they're advising regular people to just leave their windows down and cars unlocked. Like, how about go after the criminals, bro? Like, what are we doing? If Manny's sending goons, I'm sending Iranian drone. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Sending Iranian drones? Jesus Christ. Oh, man. That's funny. If Manny's sending goons. Derek, your opinion on gangs and gang violence. Are they a force for good or necessary evil in the world? Oh, that's tough. So, most people immediately think of gangs in a negative light. Where you'll say, oh, there's nothing good about gangs. And it's always just like negative, negative, negative. The way that I think about this question about gangs, of course, gangs have illegal activity, and that's not good, right? But I don't know. I would definitely say way more evil than good. But also, hasn't there been times where gangs have fought back against corrupt governments in history? So in some sense, you could say the people coming together to fight back against a corrupt government, would that be labeled as a gang? So there could be some positive stuff there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty I guess I'm in the camp of evil for sure. It's hard to argue that gangs are a force for good, right? That's like a tough argument. I'm trying to find the. Yeah, I can't. I don't think I can find an argument that would hold up for that one. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough because like when you think about gang violence and illegal gang activity, it's like how can you defend that, right? Hmm. Interesting question though. You don't have to commit any crimes. It's measured on psychological and biological factors. So psychopaths can increase only from experiencing. Oh, okay, I get it. Damn. Okay, so it's a prediction tool. Hmm. Yo, Creed. What's up, Creed? Are you an enlightened person because you never seem to get mad at anything? Oh, my friend, I have lots of Italian rage in my blood, bro. I have lots of fucking rage. But, okay, so am I an enlightened person? Definitely not. I do get mad at things, but I just feel like it's better to just let it go, right? I used to be a lot more angrier when I was younger, but now I think about it like, what's the point of getting angry over some stupid shit, right? Sure, I get upset and mad at things all the time, but I try not to show it, right? Like for one, like social media, for example, I get tons of fucking stupid comments, hate emails, this ridiculous shit, but whatever, bro. I don't care. Because when I think about it, life is so short, right? Life is so short. Why would you waste any of your mental capacity or attention or energy on anything that's stupid or pessimistic or negative? It's just not worth it, right? It's literally just not worth it. So I may appear to not get mad at anything, but I still have my moments. I just try not to show it, I guess. Derek is enlightened. He took all the mushrooms. Could be, maybe. Because this is how I think about it, right? Like if you think about your day, let's say you have 100 units of energy or mental capacity, and that takes up your full allotment of your 16-hour day, right? Now, whenever you get angry at something, or you hold on to resentment, or you hold a grudge, or you want to get revenge, it just takes up so many units of your mental capacity for that day. And it just reduces the chance of you doing anything good or doing anything beneficial. And you just get caught up too much on the negative. And this is what social media does to people, right? You get into an argument on Twitter, someone says something you dislike, so you reply to them, and all of a sudden you're off to the races. You're in your feelings, you're in the DMs, it's like angry, writing these crazy responses to people. I see this all the time on Facebook, where people write these crazy paragraphs just telling someone why they're a shit human being, or just dunking on them, and it's like, for what, man? It's such a waste of time. It's literally such a waste of time to let that shit negatively affect you. And so for me, I try to spend the least amount of time possible with any of that negative shit, right? And that's why I stopped making any videos like the ones that I made before where I was critical of someone. I try not to play that game. And instead, all my energy and focus goes into what can I do today? How can I be more happy? How can I be more positive? How can I be more successful today? Be more disciplined, be more motivating. Like just do better, do bigger and better things. I try to be as positive as I possibly can. Because then what happens is my whole day, all of my energy is being put towards doing beneficial things, getting tasks done, right? Being healthy, being happy, having good interactions with the people I love. Right? Not being lazy, not procrastinating, not getting in my feelings and fighting in the YouTube comments or Instagram DMs. You know what I mean? Or getting into arguments with people on Facebook or Twitter. It's all of that just sucks away all your time and energy. And when you do that, that's how I feel like living a happy life is a choice. And that guy Naval Ravikant popularized this idea that happiness is a choice. And I know a lot of people were up in arms and, oh, fuck you, Naval, that's bullshit. You don't know what depression is. But I believe it, man. Happiness is a choice. You live your life based on the choices you make. And those choices are what things will you let affect your mindset, or affect the way you feel, affect your emotions, affect your feeling, or affect your day. I know some people, one YouTube comment will send their whole day into the shitter. They'll just spiral out of control. They'll have all this anxiety and depression because some asshole, it could just be a bot, is arguing with them on social media. Then all of a sudden they waste the whole day. I see them, they're just like, oh, I'm gonna get you back. For what? Like literally for what? So yeah, so that's just my whole philosophy on life. There's no time, dude, for any of this negative shit, right? Remove that from your life. Try to be positive. Do good things. And life will reward you, man. So. And mushrooms will help too. Yo, broski. What's up, Tristan? How we doing? How you doing, dude? How's the business? What is that? I sometimes wonder what the state of our world would be if psychedelics never became illegal worldwide in the 70s. What if they became part of our culture, which they seemed to be then? Well, you'd definitely have a huge impact on SSRI sales. But again, I'm biased on this. To be fair, you're also going to have an uptick in people abusing psychedelics for the wrong reasons, right? If they were more accessible. So I think there will definitely be pros and cons. But I think the biggest pro about psychedelics being illegal is that all the people with anxiety, depression, and PTSD, all the benefits that those people could get from mushrooms, I think that outweighs the minority of the negatives that comes with legalizing psychedelics. So there are pros and there are cons, but I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Derek, if you were to drift on the ocean alone and far from land and had few supplies, would you be tempted to ask God for help? Oh, dude. What, are you challenging my spirituality here? I'm like a Buddhist agnostic person. Oh, would I be tempted to ask God for help? Shit. Oh man, that is an interesting question. Well, desperate times will lead to desperate measures, right? I'm sure that would definitely cross my mind. It wouldn't be on my immediate list of things to contemplate, but I think I would definitely get there at one point or another. Because God is a fascinating thing, right? I definitely do believe there is a God or some type of power or spiritual being, or I don't know. I definitely think there's something, right? Because you can't prove that there isn't. Kind of like how you sort of can't prove that there is. It's all up to your faith, right? So, and I respect that. But I'm pretty sure if I was like dying, I would start praying to some deity for sure. 100%, man. 50 years of a society where psychedelics are normal and accepted. World leaders today would 100% have tried them sometime in their lives. Yeah, it's like that old saying, if every person had a little bit of psychedelics, how much more happier and peaceful the world would be. So I don't really know how true that saying is, but we would definitely be living in a different world. That's a good mindset. As you get older, you get wiser, it seems. I like Naval. Yeah, dude, Naval Ravikant is one of my inspirations or heroes or people that I really look up to. Have I talked about this before? But I have this idea that if you don't have a good father or a good role model or good friends, then you should spend time trying to find really good public figures who can be a really good role model, that have a lot of public discussions or podcasts or ideas or literature, and then just spend a lot of your time absorbing their ideas. Because that is what that essentially does, is you are spending time as if you were talking to that person, right? And most people think about a good father figure or a mentor as someone that you can talk to in person. But what I did was I got guys like Naval Ravikant, Simon Sinek, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan. Who else do I listen to? Lex Friedman, Nassim Taleb, and a bunch of other authors and podcast people that I listen to a lot. But anyways, I got like a whole bunch of people that I drew knowledge from. And what I did is I tried to absorb as much of my content, of their content, as I could. So it's essentially like rubbing off on me, right? And what I tried to do was to not subscribe to their ideology. And this is what a lot of people with Joe Rogan kind of get wrong, where they listen to what Joe Rogan says and all of a sudden they want to hunt meat and they want to do jujitsu and they want to start stand-up comedy. Well, you should take the good that Joe Rogan has to offer, parse it, take what's applicable to your life, and then discard the rest and move on. And that's what I did. And so I have like, I want to say 5 or 10 role models that I look up to, and Naval is at the top of that list. And they have inspired and changed the way that I think about the world and influenced me. And so if you're someone that, doesn't have any good role models or heroes or figures to look up to in your immediate surroundings, then find someone online, right? And absorb their content, and you'll be surprised at how it will change you. Debating in comment sections is pointless and corny. If you're really about it, talk face to face or get on a call. That is true. What do you call those people? Like thumb warriors or whatever? They're just on a cell phone, like arguing with people with their thumbs. We should all donate mushrooms to all the Karens in the world. yo, that. Oh, that's funny, man. To all the Karens in the world. All those white women that drink red wine and what is it? Xanax and antidepressants, and what else are they on? Red Bull and all that. All those crazy ladies. Those Karens. God, that's funny. Yo, Arnie, you gotta go? Yo, Arnie, my friend, have a good Sunday, man. Take it easy. Appreciate you as always with the great questions. Yeah, man, take care, bro. Take care. Yeah, Arnie with the good questions, dude. I always love the Sunday streams. Let's see. Yo, we're 2 hours in? No way. Are we? Yo, we're 2 hours in. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, man, today is a good day. I got so much done today. I picked up some nice winter tires with rims for $600 today. That was good. Was hanging out with the boys yesterday. That was also fun. Yeah, we're having a good weekend, man. Life is good. Life is good. Just need to do something about these gas prices. God damn. Just driving anywhere just siphons away all my money. I stray more towards Buddhism than Christianity, which is weird since Norway is a more Christian country. You know what's funny? My family is Buddhist. but I went to Catholic school growing up, which is bizarre. I don't know how that works. Is real God and poker God the same? Huh, that's an interesting question. I'll have to say they're different. The poker gods is just like the real estate gods, the mortgage gods, the interest gods, the golf gods. Could be the same though, you never know. I relate to most immigrant entrepreneurs as I myself as well. But why immigrant though? What if they're just like a domestic entrepreneur? I don't really think about entrepreneurs in that sense. So you relate more if they're an immigrant? Well, that's me. I grew up on an island, bro. Oh, God. I grew up on an island. Keyboard warrior. Yeah, this is stupidity. Music, all good, to each his own. That's what some people live for, arguing on. I don't understand that, man. Some people love that shit. Like, it's so bad for your mental health. It's so bad for just your time. Like, think about all the time you spend on your phone arguing with these idiots. And then also, how do you even know if it's a real person? What if you're arguing with a bot or some jackass from Macedonia who's working in a troll farm? Like, how do you even know? Like, just imagine, right? Imagine you waste an entire afternoon debating some jackass who's in like Belarus, laughing because he's trolling you. And you're going to let that take up your entire day? Good luck, man. Yo, Cody, peace out, dude. Have a good night. Yeah, let's keep it going, boys. I'm down for a little longer stream today. Cody, stay strapped. Macedonian troll farm is crazy. Yeah, it's those places in Eastern Europe are fascinating, dude. That whole Eastern Bloc. Like, there's like Moldova, there's Belarus, Ukraine, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Macedonia. Like, the whole Eastern Bloc is like a different type of European. Like, when people think about Europe, it's like, oh, the French and the Italians and the Germans. And then you have like the Scandinavian countries, right? Like the Norwegians and the Swedish people. But like, when think about the Eastern Bloc, like those war-torn Eastern European countries, and then think about those parts in like the Northeast, like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan or whatever, Turkmenistan, Dagestan, like where all those savages from the UFC come from. Like, oh my gosh, those are different humans, man. Funnily enough, after I started listening to Duncan Trussell's podcast, I really started to look up to him. Oh wow, really? That's cool. Yeah, I listen to Duncan. He's a really smart and interesting guy, but something about his voice, I find it like, I can never listen to full episodes. He's like, yeah, man, you know, we saw the aliens, man, and they were coming down. He always just makes me laugh. He's so funny. He's like super, super smart dude. I guess his podcast just doesn't resonate with me for some. You know what I mean? There's some podcasts and some creators that they just don't resonate with you for whatever reason. So I don't know. Like, what's another podcast that's super popular that I don't really listen to? I'm not sure. Like, what other podcasts are super big? Let's see. Biggest podcast in the world. The Joe Rogan Experience, of course. Oh, the Ben Shapiro Show. That is an interesting one. That is fascinating. I've been following this in... How do you classify it? This firing that Ben Shapiro did against Candace Owens on his network. What's his network called? God damn it, what's Ben Shapiro's network called? How did I forget? The Daily Wire, is it? Super fascinating. You have a guy who claims he's a free speech absolutist, and then you have Candace Owens, who invokes her right to free speech and shares her opinion on a Israeli issue, to which Ben takes offense from, since he is Jewish and very pro-Israeli, and then, to make a long story short, fires her. So you are basically not a free speech absolutist, sir. Interesting. Yeah, Ben Shapiro show I don't watch all the time, maybe a little bit. What are the Huberman Lab? Maybe that's another one. I watch Huberman, but that guy's like a super nerd, dude. He's great at explaining a lot of things and the science when it comes to longevity and health, but for whatever reason, he's just too smart for me. I just kind of lose interest. Lex Friedman, I love the Lex Friedman podcast. Lex is definitely a huge inspiration for me. Modern Wisdom is another good one that I watch. The Ramsey Show. What's that? Dave Ramsey? That's like a financial one. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. You should check out Sam Hyde. Another. I think we've looked him up before, haven't we? Sam Hyde. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, I'll definitely check him out after. Oh, first thing that comes up, Sam Hyde and David Lucas on Black Lives Matter, George Floyd riots, Antifa, and Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh my God. Oh man, straight into the chaos. Those are like 4 of the most chaotic talking points that you could tell jokes about. Jesus Christ. Sounds interesting. Relationship advice: is something wrong with me if I enjoy short-term relationships and go from girl to girl and not stay with one girl for a long-term relationship? It also depends on your age, right? See, this is one thing. I don't think there's one right or wrong way to live your life. Just because other people have these long-term relationships and they get married and they raise a family and have kids, that doesn't mean everyone has to do that, right? So I feel like there's this misconception about relationships where people have this idea that everyone should strive to be a modern family and have kids. You don't have to do that, right? And this is coming from someone who has done that, right? I'm married, I have kids, and life is great. But for some people, maybe you don't want to be a dad. Maybe that's something you have no interest in doing. Or maybe you want to have as many interactions with many different people and as many different experiences as possible before you die. That's, in my opinion, that's perfectly valid too. So I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a bunch of short-term relationships. Maybe it's just that you haven't found the right one yet that's worthy of a long-term one. That could be the simple solution, right? So just keep going, my friend. Shapiro's a dweeb. Short and concise. I like it. Yeah, Ben Shapiro's fascinating because he's so smart, and his ability intellectually in debates is almost unmatched. Like, I'd be terrified to debate that guy. You know what I mean? Like, he would just destroy me. Even though I love conversation, I love debate, I'm just like, yo, this guy, he would probably talk circles around me. He's just on like another level. But that doesn't mean I can't disagree with him. So there's a lot of things that guy promotes and talks about and believes in that I disagree with. But there's also a lot of things that I also agree with as well. So I try to take a balanced approach to Ben Shapiro. I think he has a lot of good points and a lot of good ideas. But again, my whole problem is when you are part of a team, when you are on the red team, or you are on the right team, or you're on the Republican team. And the same applies for the left. When you're on the blue team, when you're on the liberal team, when you're on the Democratic team, when that is your team and you have to think in a certain way, you can't, vary from the beliefs of that party, then I kind of have a problem. Because then you can't be fully objective, right? When it comes to me, if we talk about pro-life or pro-choice, right? We know 100% where Ben Shapiro is going to lie on that spectrum. He is going to be 100% pro-life, and he can't sway from that because that is the ideology, that is the belief of his team. Whereas me, I can go either way, right? I don't have a dog in the race. The pro-life debate, that's not part of my team. The pro-choice debate, that's not part of my team either. So I can go either direction I want, and so that's the big issue I have with that guy. He's so firm and strong in all his beliefs that he knows that everything that he believes in is so right. Like, how can you be so sure, man? So I don't know. I try to not get in my feelings with that guy because he's so smart. I think there's a lot of things that you can learn. So I do listen to a fair bit of Ben Shapiro. How old are you, Creed? 38? Okay. If you don't plan on settling down, then it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, see, that's a good point, right? Now, let's say if your plan is to settle down and it is to have kids, now it is a problem because time plays a huge role in this equation, especially with age. Because you don't want to be the guy that's super old that's having kids. Because then that's not fair for your children, right? Like, what's that guy that had a kid and he's like 80 something? Is it Al Pacino? Like, that is such a terrible thing to do, in my opinion. You're 80 and you're going to have a kid. So what? When your kid is celebrating his 10th birthday, you're going to be 90? Are you even going to be alive? Like, when your child is going through puberty and becoming an adult, you're going to be dead? So you won't be there to give them the life lessons? Like, that is such a terrible decision to make, in my opinion. So like Red said, right? If you plan on settling down, then okay, you have some decisions to make. If you don't, then, keep doing you. You got to ask yourself why you prefer not to stay with one woman. Is it the chase period? Are you afraid of missing out if you stick with one woman? Interesting. I met someone who I wanted to marry, but she wasn't ready, so now I'm back to hopping from girl to girl. Oh, it was Robert De Niro? So how old is he? Is he 80? Robert De Niro. How old are you, Dag? Oh, he is 80. Oh my god. Dude. See, that's what I mean. How does that work? You're 80 and you're gonna have a newborn baby? Like, you gotta hope you live to 100? And still be healthy, and then your kid will be 20? Like, man. Like, even for me, sometimes I also wish that we were able to have kids earlier, because Lincoln is going to be 2 this year and I'm going to be 40. So when I'm 60, Lincoln is going to be 22. And so I would have loved it if I would have been 50 and then he's 22. You know what I mean? I always wish that I wasn't as old, but it's what it is, right? Pacino bustin' geezer low. It's like death loads. Oh, it's so bad. What's a good age to marry before 40? When you're ready. When you're ready, I think that's the answer. Because, like, I don't know, man. And even then, it's not something you have to do. I'm dating someone, but I plan on breaking up soon. Damn, bro. Holy shit. Yo, Creed. This guy. On to the next. Okay. Because of what? I wonder what color the load is at that age. Oh, it's like a misty gray. It's like half dead. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's horrible. But the other thing too is, isn't the child at higher risk of certain ailments or diseases the older the parents, right? Or is that more for the woman? Because I know there's like certain risks, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a sad beige. This is like a cream. It's like a cream color. It's like off-white. It just looks like death. Oh, it's horrible. Yo, it's so bad. Holy shit. I don't know, Creed. I don't know, my friend. You have some decisions to make. That's funny. What a way to wrap up the stream on Robert De Niro's load color. But I think that's enough for me. All right, boys. Let's wrap this one up. I think I'm gonna go play with the kids a little bit. What time is it? 5:20. I'm gonna go play with the kids a bit, have some dinner, and get ready for the work week. So let's do that. Probably. Oh, Kev, you came in right at the very end. Probably a few drops. Hey, yo, pause, bro. It's terrible. Oh, okay, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Red, Creed, Afro, Kevin, all you guys, Arnie, everyone else who came. Appreciate you guys for dropping by for the stream. Hope you guys have a great Sunday night. Get your shit together for the work week, and we'll be back. Probably another stream on Tuesday, usual time. You know how it is. And yeah, man. Oh yeah, factory right there. Of course, factory, my brother. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. It's a good one. A good one. Bye.